Hi, this is Sandra from the Bible Show today, and we're going to be taking a look at what is going on in our world today, and we're going to be talking about the rise of artificial intelligence. And I just want to relate it in the biblical themes of artificial intelligence versus our belief in God. And so basically, it's saying God-given creativity, humans made in God's image. Okay, possess intelligence and creativity to develop tools like AI, which can be seen as an extension of this divine gift. Okay, but doesn't take the place of God. All right. Stewardship and ethics. Believers are called to use technology responsibly for good, serving others and glorifying God, not as a replacement for him. So you're not to replace him, but yet you can do some great things because of technology and because of our intelligence, but not to replace him. And that's what it's looking like, that people are starting to look at AI in replace of him, in replace of the humans, and it is getting a little bit out there. Okay. Wisdom and discernment. Wisdom and discernment. Scriptures encourage testing all things, holding unto what is good in 1 Thessalonians 5:21, and exercising wisdom when integrating AI according to what is appropriate. Prophetic interpretation. Some connect Daniel 12:4 with increased knowledge, or Revelations 13:15, the image of the beast speaking, to AI, though these are not direct mentions noted yet. Okay. All right. So we're going to look at some of the inventions that are out there right now on the YouTube. Very fascinating things that are going on. Let's take a look at one. All right. Now we have dancing robots. Let's take a look.
What if the moment robots truly became human wasn't when they started thinking, but when they started dancing? While most of the world is still struggling to make robots walk without falling over, China has built machines that can perform live on stage, learn choreography in hours, and move with balance, timing, and flow that feels unsettlingly human. Picture this: a dark concert hall. The bass drops, lights cut through the smoke, and six humanoid robots step forward. Not stiff, not mechanical, but moving in perfect rhythm. So today I'm going to show you 8 of the most advanced dancing robots from China. Each one pushes the boundary of what machines can do with their bodies, and stay until the end, because the final robot didn't just convince audiences it could dance, it convinced the internet it might not be a robot at all. Number 8. Unitree Robotics G1 Humanoid. We begin with the moment the internet realized robots could perform. In December 2025, 6 Unitree G1 humanoid robots walked onto a live concert stage in Chengdu, China. In front of more than 18,000 people, with music blasting, lights flashing, and human dancers moving beside them, the robots didn't hesitate. They danced in perfect synchronization to live music. Not a rehearsal, not a controlled lab demo, but a real performance where failure would have been instantly visible. Not pre-recorded, not assisted, no second take. Each G1 stands just over a meter tall and weighs only 35 kilograms, lightweight by humanoid standards. Yet these machines executed simultaneous Webster flips, sharp leg kicks, and aggressive pivots, landing cleanly every single time. For a humanoid robot, that's extraordinary. Dancing means the center of gravity is constantly shifting. There is no pause, no stable stance. Every millisecond requires recalculating balance, joint torque, and foot placement in real time. One mistimed correction would have meant collapse, but they didn't fall once. This performance wasn't about strength or speed, it was about precision control under chaos. Live music isn't perfectly predictable. Stage vibrations, timing variations, and visual noise all interfere with sensors. But the G1s adapted anyway, matching the beat and staying synchronized not only with each other, but with human performers sharing the stage. That's why the moment exploded online. When Elon Musk reposted the footage with a single word, impressive, it wasn't hype. It was an acknowledgement. Dancing is one of the hardest possible tasks for a humanoid robot, and these machines had just done it live, flawlessly. At that moment, robots stopped looking experimental. They looked ready, and this was only the opening act. Number 7.
Okay, we looked at some of these. Entertainment world, robots now dancing, all these different types of levels of robots that have been developed, and they have the ability to dance even better than us. So that's one facet of what's going on with the AI community. Okay, let's take a look at another one. All right, now we're into the medical world. Inside China's AI hospital, a new era of healthcare. So China is really quickly developing the AIs to take over many functions within the world. So medical. Now, for we looked at dancing world, the entertainment world. Now we're looking at the medical world. Let's look and see what they've done in the medical world.
China launched the world's first AI hospital, and it's mind-blowing. China changed the game with Agent Hospital, the first ever AI-powered medical facility. Here is why this is huge. This hospital is run by 14 AI doctors and 4 AI nurses, diagnosing and treating patients without human doctors. These AI doctors have superhuman speed and can treat 10,000 patients in just days, something that would take human doctors 2 years. With a 93% accuracy rate, these AI doctors are acing medical exams and diagnosing illnesses with next level precision. Future doctors can train in a virtual hospital, treating AI patients and practicing real life scenarios without risking human lives. This AI hospital can simulate disease outbreaks, helping governments stop pandemics before they even start. Is this the start of AI replacing human doctors, or will this revolutionize medicine forever? Would you trust an AI doctor? Drop a comment. And
Okay, so this is something in the making right now. Would you trust an AI doctor over a human doctor? That's something to really think about because it looks like this is coming in the near future. All right, let's take a look at the next one.
don't forget to like and follow.
All right, now this is CBN News. Let's see what's going on in here.
Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time.
We're seeing a massive shift in the way consumers are engaging with brands. The future of marketing has never been more exciting because the tools and technology available allow brands to do things they've never, ever imagined before.
All right, sorry
A
about
brand new Heartland Rasmussen poll is showing something rather startling when it comes to AI taking over the government. Billy, let me read it right from the website because this is amazing. 41% of likely voters aged 18 to 39 voiced support for a proposal to give advanced AI system authority to control public policy making decisions, which is pretty terrifying. But I actually think there's one more that's even scarier, Billy. Here, check it out. 36% of likely voters age 18 to 39 said that they would support a proposal that would give AI, quote, I can't believe this, quote, authority to determine the rights that belong to individuals and families, including rights related to speech, religious practices, government authority, and property. Billy, what do you think about this find?
Okay. So the second one that you just read, especially when you get to speech, religious practices, government authority, and property, is absolutely terrifying. That means that almost 4 in 10 young people between 18 and 39 believe that our very basic First Amendment rights should be essentially handed over to a non-personal machine that we don't even know who's controlling it. That's the other thing here. When you think of AI, all these different companies own it. It works in all different ways, depending. I'm not somebody who knows the framework of AI, but I do know that you have to consider who is running and owning the AI. If I were in China, and if you were to take this poll in China, can you imagine giving the Chinese government that kind of authority over people? So the fact, I think we have to pull back here, and we have to say as a culture and a society, great, ChatGPT, all these other tools have been wonderful and helpful, and not everybody loves them, but I think a lot of us have found them useful in different ways. But I think that's worn us down already to a place where young people are saying, oh, yeah, we're really cool with this. Let's hand it all over to the machines. That is a recipe for disaster.
So, people, what do you think about that? The young people now are feeling that the humans are inadequate to govern the government, to make decisions. They feel more comfortable with machines to cover all these areas and giving them the power to control humans. That is crazy. Just because you don't like a person personally and all that, you think a machine is going to do something even better for you? You know, machines, the AIs are programmed by humans, and those humans that program them have their characters, their personalities, their beliefs, their desires embedded in these machines. And so for the young people to all of a sudden say that they would love to give that authority to a machine, an AI, is really frightening, because we have lost our integrity for the human race when we start doing that. We have been, I feel, brainwashed by social media, our schools, and other influences that have changed our children's beliefs to no longer care about what the human race wants or desires, how it's going to govern us, how it's going to help us. It is really frightening, as this man said. It is frightening because if you watch all these sci-fi movies in the past 10, 20, 30 years, the one movie about Hal, when he took over the spaceship and killed all the humans because he thought he was superior, which he was, and he took the humans out because the humans programmed him. But then Hal started thinking and determining that they were no longer needed. And that's probably exactly what's going to be happening when these AIs learn how to function, which a lot of them I heard are already able to do that. They are able to analyze and make decisions on their own based on the knowledge that they have. They're able to identify things inside and change things and maneuver their programming. So if that in fact is true, that is quite frightening, because now they are superior to humans, okay? And they then would have the ability to make decisions that could be really detrimental to the society of the human race. So these are some things. Yes, there are some good things. Yes, AI, CBT chat, people use, students use. I've even used it. But in essence, do we want to rely on it? Do we want to believe that everything it writes is truth? Or are we going to give up our intelligence, our ability to discern and research things for ourselves? It's bad enough that we use Google and other search engines, because we have found that Google only puts down what it wants to put down when you're researching something. It's not going to tell you everything that's out there. It's going to give you only what it feels is appropriate. We have found that out years ago. So a lot of people don't use Google anymore. They use DuckDuckGo, Edge, all these other things that they hope to get more information to make a valid decision. So when you allow the social media, the computer world, and people that program it, and people that own it and dictate what we can and not see and learn and find, that becomes more of a socialist type society, as other countries have, like China and other countries. It's a more socialist country where they only allow certain things to be revealed and found. And that in itself is not a good way to function in this time and frame. We need to have the ability to find the truth. The truth is the main thing. We want the truth. We don't want to be led. We don't want to be deceived. We don't want to be used and manipulated. We want to learn what is real, what is factual. And that's why I'm talking about these AIs, because in essence, AI is taking the place of humans and taking the place also as God, because people now are looking at AI as a form of a high superior being, as a God, as an idol. And is that what we really want to do? We already idolize so many things instead of God. We idolize entertainers, sports people, ourselves. And now this AI machine that's developed by a couple people is getting the ability to do everything, mimic everything that we do. And now the young people, maybe more than the older people, are starting to say, "Wow, this is really cool. Maybe we're going to allow this. We want this," but not really thinking, what's the outcome of this? Will we be controlled? Will we be put in a form of society that is controlled and dictated, and all these things that are coming? Because you're going to see in some other videos that I have found, there pretty soon there's going to be no work. These AIs are going to take over most work. What are the humans going to do when there's no work for them? All these questions are still to be answered. Are we going to become slaves to a few people? Are we not going to be able to work and provide for our family? We're going to be told what we can have, what we can't have. So people, you need to really think before you make decisions about this AI. Okay, let's go on to the next one.
Yeah,
All right, 2030. What's going to be coming in 2030? All right.
Californians are struggling. Gas prices, some of the highest in the nation. Electricity rates, up 90% in a decade. Still, some in Sacramento push extreme policies that drive prices even higher. Wake up, Sacramento. It's time to put working families first.
Your perfect domain is out there. Go to Wix and make it yours. Claim your space.
We are at the dawn of this radical transformation of humans that, by its very nature, as a truly complex and emergent innovation, nobody on earth can predict.
A poll of 1,000 college students showed that almost 90% of them used the chatbot to help with homework.
More and more vulnerable people are turning to AI chatbots for support.
Entry-level jobs are vanishing at an alarming rate.
Half of entry-level white-collar jobs disappearing and 10 to 20% unemployment in the next 1 to 5 years.
First of all, they underestimate the magnitude of the AI revolution. AI is nothing like print. It's nothing like the Industrial Revolution of the 19th century. It's far, far bigger. It's the first technology in history that can make decisions by itself and that can create new ideas by itself.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
The idea that this AI disruption doesn't lead us to some very human catastrophe, I think, is overly optimistic.
My worst fears are that we, the field, the technology, the industry, cause significant harm to the world.
If that really happened, like if we really did just discover that there were 1 billion extra people on the planet who all had PhDs and were happy to work for almost for free, that would have a massive disruptive impact on society.
Californians are struggling. Gas prices, some of the highest in the nation. Electricity rates, up 90% in a decade. Still, some in Sacramento push extreme policies that drive prices even higher. Wake up, Sacramento. It's time to put working families first.
What jobs are going to be made redundant in a world where I am sat here as a CEO with 1,000 AI agents?
Right.
I was thinking of all the names of the people in my company who are currently doing those jobs. I was thinking about my CFO when you talked about processing business data, my graphic designers, my video editors, etc. So what jobs are going to be impacted?
Yeah, all of those. Maybe this is useful for the audience. I think if your job is as routine as it comes, your job is gone in the next couple of years. So meaning in those jobs, for example, quality assurance jobs, data entry jobs, you're sitting in front of a computer and you're supposed to click and type things in a certain order. Operator and those technologies are coming to the market really quickly, and those are going to displace a lot of
accountants.
Lawyers. Yes.
I've just pulled a ligament in my foot, and they did an MRI scan, and I had to wait a couple of days for someone to look at the MRI scan and tell me what it meant.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's gone.
Yeah, I think the healthcare ecosystem is hard to predict because of regulation. And again, there's so many limiting factors on how this technology can permeate the economy because of regulations and people's willingness to take it. But things, unregulated jobs that are purely text in, text out. If your job, you get a message and you produce some kind of artifact that's like probably text or images. That job is at risk.
People use this phrase, they say AI won't take your job, a human using AI will take your job.
Yes, I think that's true. But for many jobs, that'll mean you need far fewer people. My niece answers letters of complaint to a health service. It used to take her 25 minutes. She'd read the complaint and she'd think how to reply and she'd write a letter. And now she just scans it into a chatbot and it writes the letter. She just checks the letter. Occasionally she tells it to revise it in some ways. The whole process takes her 5 minutes. That means she can answer 5 times as many letters. And that means they need 5 times fewer of her. So she can do the job that 5 of her used to do. Now, that will mean they need less people. In other jobs, like in healthcare, they're much more elastic. So if you could make doctors 5 times as efficient, we could all have 5 times as much healthcare for the same price. And that would be great. There's almost no limit to how much healthcare people can absorb. They always want more healthcare if there's no cost to it. There are jobs where you can make a person with an AI assistant much more efficient, and you won't lead to less people because you'll just have much more of that being done. But most jobs, I think, are not like that.
So that's the question I often ask people. In a world with AGI, and I think almost immediately we'll get superintelligence as a side effect. So the question really is, in a world of superintelligence, which is defined as better than all humans in all domains, what can you contribute? And so you know better than anyone what it's like to be you. You know what ice cream tastes to you. Can you get paid for that knowledge? Is someone interested in that? Maybe not a big market. There are jobs where you want a human. Maybe you're rich and you want a human accountant for whatever historic reasons. Old people like traditional ways of doing things. Warren Buffett would not switch to AI. He would use his human accountant. But it's a tiny subset of the market. Today we have products which are man-made in US as opposed to mass-produced in China. And some people pay more to have those. But it's a small subset. It's almost a fetish. There is no practical reason for it. And I think anything you can do on a computer could be automated using that technology.
Californians are struggling. Gas prices, some of the highest in the nation. Electricity rates up 90% in a decade. Still, some in Sacramento push extreme policies that drive prices even higher. Wake up, Sacramento.
Country want to do certain types of jobs, not other types of jobs. And I'm not saying that that's good or bad, it's just the reality. So, I joke like, my kids are 15 and they don't want to work for 40 years in a manufacturing job. And I don't want them to, because I don't want them to have the bad back that I have right now. Like, no, I mean, this is real. Like, you work in one of these jobs for 40 years and you're messed up by the time you hit your age 60. So they won't have to. And like, the one knock that this whole robot revolution people have with it is,
Okay, people. But the one question is, okay, he's saying he has children 15 years old that may not want to do certain jobs. Okay. But they're saying possibly 80% of all jobs will be gone and replaced with AI. All right. So what is the question that I have? And maybe you have too, audience. If that's the case, why will our children want to go to college? Why will our children want to continue to learn? Why will they even care anymore? And second of all, what will they be doing with their life, the rest of their life, in place of working? What will they do? And that's a big question, because I have grandchildren that are kind of lost, because some of them know what this AI is all about. Some of them know biblically what's going to be taking place, and they have kind of lost their desire for life because there's so much uncertainty. The AI is taking over everything in times that we're living in. So we don't know how long we have on this earth, how long we're going to live. But if we live another 40, 50 years, what are our children going to be doing to make their life productive, happy, feeling worthy that they have accomplished something? What is going to be for them? The older ones of us, yes, we've already lived our lives. We've already achieved many things. But what about our young ones? So these older people are creating this AI, and even for them, PhDs and all these intelligent people that are creating these things, what about them? Do they realize that there's no longer going to be a need for them to converse about these situations, to provide information and studies, because the AI is going to take their place too? So a lot of this hasn't been thinking out, to my opinion, but I'm just me, very well, because we are growing too fast into something that we are really not sure the outcome of. And we really need to really be positively sure if we're going to be developing these robotic creatures to take over everything. It's just like back thousands of years ago when we had kings and conquerors and pharaohs that came and took over communities, killed and pilfered everything, took it over because they were superior to the average person. Is that what's going to be happening to us? Are these AIs going to be so sophisticated and they're going to be then becoming the conquerors and the take over civilizations and destroying what they choose for their whatever? It seems like life repeats itself, but in such the same way, but in different perspectives, right? We have robotics. Back in the day was humans taking out humans. But now, if these robots are made in a way that they become so superior, so have the ability to think and decide what is right and what is not, do you really want to allow this to continue to go? When do we stop? When do we say is enough? We have made things for the good, but now are we really allowing these creatures, these AIs, these robotics, these people who are in it just for their own pleasure, their own ego, their own pride, to just say, I could do this, I could do that. But do they really think what they really are doing? And they're older, maybe they're not going to be here, maybe they don't care. But are they really thinking, what are they doing to the society of man, to the human race? Is this what they really want? I know there's this feeling out there by a lot of us that they just want to take out a whole bunch of us because they feel that we're just useless and worthless. And they want to just control the world and do this and do that. Okay, so basically, you create these AIs to run all your factories, to run all your businesses, and you take out a bunch of us who were the working class, who bought your products, who made you rich, and we're not here anymore. Well, the AI don't care about buying things and having things. They're not a materialistic, self-righteous people. They could care less. They're going to keep doing what they do. They're going to keep evolving, how they're going to evolve. And before you know it, they're going to go after these key people that took out us. They're going to take them out too. It's just really, I don't know, if you really think about it, it's just really scary. It's beyond our imagination. And so many of us are not even paying attention. Some of us don't care. The young are brainwashed to think this is all great, but they're not understanding the whole circumstances of what it is really about, okay? And the sad part is that mankind is trusting a machine versus trusting their self, versus trusting in the God Almighty above, Jesus Christ is their Lord and Savior, the human race is lost. It's really lost. It has given up everything that was held sacred from our ancestors hundreds of years ago. It is all now just a smokescreen. It's all just an illusion. Oh, whatever. This is the way it's going to be. So I just wanted to show you a few things today. AI could be good in some respects, but not to the level that man is taking it to. So I just want you to really open your eyes, do some research, take a look, and then I'm going to come back with another video based on how God sees this, how the Bible looks at this, how we should be looking at this, basically, okay? So I hope you enjoyed some of this and seeing the things that are going on and just bringing you into knowledge so that you will not be naive, you will not be deceived. You will start to understand that we're really in a crisis right now. We're really in a time that we better get our act together. We better learn and know what we're allowing, what is going on, and is this really something that we really want to do? Okay? So thank you for watching.